Hello, Peachies! Welcome back to Dear Peachy. Have you ever felt like your face looks asymmetrical, and it's always the most obvious in photos? People around you don't see it, but you're too conscious about it. You look at a picture and think, that doesn't even look like me. It feels unfamiliar. One big reason is that cameras flip the image, so it's different from what you're used to seeing in the mirror. And on top of that, phone cameras tend to exaggerate details, making small unevenness stand out more than they do in real life. Usually, that asymmetry comes from the face shape, the eyes, or the lips. We know when you notice these things, it can feel like your photos aren't doing your beauty justice. Well, previously, we have made a video on how to complement an uneven face shape. And today we're focusing specifically on uneven eyes and lips, sharing tips that are simple, practical, and easy to follow so you can instantly look more photogenic on camera. We'll tackle this from 3 angles: makeup application, posing, and most importantly, your mindset. Uneven eyes usually happen because the 2 eyes aren't sitting on the same horizontal level. One might be slightly higher, or one might naturally look bigger than the other. When that happens, your goal is simple: create visual horizontal balance. Of course, we can't physically move our eyes up or down, but we can work with the under-eye area, especially the exaggerate. If one eye sits higher, apply a slightly lower exaggerate contour on that higher eye. By positioning the shadow a bit lower, you visually bring that eye down so both sides align on the same horizontal level. Once you fill in the exaggerate contour, it becomes part of the eye structure. Visually, the eyes start to look aligned, even though nothing actually moved. However, there are also cases where the lower level of the eyes is already aligned. But you may notice that the upper level, the crease, or double eyelid fold, looks uneven. That's when you adjust the crease width. If one eye is naturally bigger, don't push it to its maximum size. That will only exaggerate the asymmetry. Instead, give slightly more support to the smaller or lower eye. The easiest way? Apply double eyelid tape to that side to lift it subtly. Now, what if you do not naturally have double eyelids? And what if using tape on just one side makes you worry it'll look even more obvious, like one monolid and one double eyelid? Think about V or Suga from BTS. Both of them have one monolid and one double eyelid. Did you even notice before someone pointed it out? Probably not. That's because as long as the upper lines of both eyes sit on the same horizontal level, whether they're monolid or double eyelid doesn't really matter. The overall impression still feels balanced and natural. If you prefer minimal makeup, try something simpler, a small beauty mark. For example, even if you've widened the crease on the smaller eye but it still sits slightly lower, you can add a tiny dark beauty mark just above the crease. Place it in line with the crease level of the higher or bigger eye. That beauty mark draws attention upward and makes the lower side appear subtly lifted. You can also place the beauty mark below the eye, along the exaggerate contour. This visually pulls the eye downward. Another trick people rarely think about but is surprisingly helpful is colored contact lenses. We all know colored lenses make eyes look bigger and brighter, so use that to your advantage. If one eye is naturally larger, wear a slightly smaller graphic diameter on that side. For example, 14.0 mm, and a slightly larger one, like 14.2 mm, on the smaller eye. Just make sure both lenses have a similar color and graphic pattern so the difference isn't obvious. It sounds like a tiny change, but when combined with subtle makeup adjustments, it really helps balance everything out. When it comes to uneven lips, it usually shows up on one side of the lower lip. One side may have slightly less volume than the other, which makes the whole lip line look off balance. So, to bring back that balance, start by taking a photo of your lips in a completely relaxed state to help you clearly see which side is flatter or has less volume. Once you've identified the uneven side, grab a lip liner that's very close to your natural lip color, usually muted peach, pink, or nude tones, a lipstick, a clear gloss. Before you start, clean up any uneven tone around your lips. You can lightly conceal around the edges to create a clean base. Now, look at the side with less volume. Slightly overline that area to mimic the curve and fullness of the other side. Keep it subtle. You're enhancing, not redrawing your lips. Then smudge the liner inward with your finger to blend it seamlessly into your lips. If you want to enhance it further, you can lightly contour the Cupid's bow and philtrum to create a poutier effect. At the mouth corners to give a subtle lifted look, and right underneath the center of the lower lip to add the illusion of volume. Blend everything out gently with your fingers so it looks soft and natural. Next, apply your lipstick mainly to the center of your lips and blend it outward with your fingers. Finally, the cherry on top, clear gloss. Apply it only to the high points, the tip of the Cupid's bow, the center of the upper lip, and the middle of the lower lip. The light reflection creates that plump, bouncy look and pulls everything together beautifully. However, if the above was too much of a work, you can just use color to shift attention. Soft, muted shades naturally diffuse focus. Lower saturation colors don't hold attention on the lips. But bold reds? The more attention they attract, the more likely people will focus on your lips. Beyond makeup, posing makes a huge difference. Just remember this simple principle: things closer to the camera look bigger, and things farther away look smaller. Tilting your head to show your preferred side is always a smart move. If one eye is bigger and you prefer that side, position it slightly closer to the camera. Now the size difference looks intentional and completely natural because of perspective. If you want to be a little more creative, you can even wink with the smaller eye. It subtly masks the unevenness and turns it into a playful expression instead. Making lips look even in photos also depends a lot on micro movements. For example, when taking pictures, some people smile while clenching their teeth tightly. That tenses all the lip muscles and exaggerates asymmetry. Instead, keep your lips slightly parted and avoid clenching your teeth. This relaxes the mouth and even makes your chin look sharper and more refined. This might actually be the most important part. When you're taking photos, don't let your mind obsess over looking perfect. Asking yourself things like, does this side look uneven? Is this eye smaller? The more you focus on it, the stiffer and less natural you'll appear. Instead, try adopting a playful mindset. Something like, no matter how hard you find, you won't catch my insecurities. I am just here to slay. That tiny bit of mischievous confidence instantly makes you look relaxed and natural. And honestly, most of these flaws are things only we notice. So rather than chasing perfect symmetry, focus on finding angles and expressions that feel like you. Perfect symmetry can look beautiful. But whether you see these little details as insecurities or not, they're also part of what makes you you. They're the tiny quirks that make your face unique, expressive, and recognizable. Now that you know how to work with them, just own them and let your confidence do the rest. We hope this video helped you. If you have your own tips, share them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next video. Goodbye!